Look, had to get on my grind, ain't got no time to be making excuses. Success in my mind, I hit up Sean when I landed up in Houston. Him and Gentry told me, AOG, when you chasing your dreams, gotta take that risk, so I stake my chips, put it all on me. It is what it is, put all the chips all on me, yeah. I don't talk too much, put the money up all on me, yeah. I'ma put 10 bands, 100 bands, millions all on me, yeah. I'ma put 10 bands, 100 bands, millions.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Happy to be here.
Yes.
This guy's quite the host, by the way. Pulls up in the exotics, brings you to dinner. If you get invited on this podcast, I guarantee you, you're not going to regret coming. I can guarantee you that. There's a lot of podcasts that you get invited on, and you're like, what is this? But I'm saying right now, you're doing it right. So.
You walk into the house, and you're like, am I going to get kidnapped? No, I'm kidding.
Sometimes, like, what is going on here?
No, I appreciate it.
An iPhone and a mic. He's like, you want to come on my podcast? I'm like, come on, man. Do you even have a podcast?
Whenever I start something, I do it for the long term and I want to win at it. And so it might take a while, right? But we also want to create a good experience for people coming in because we can build really good long-term relationships and you never know what comes out of it. Like I've made some really good friends just from a bunch of like-minded people coming in, right? Because you wouldn't even meet the same people. If I was just in Houston, there's no way I could have met all the people I've met outside of the podcast that were all like high performing people and they're just all over the country. Mm-hmm. And so it's been really cool because you get to hang out with like other high performing people that are all trying to just do really cool shit in life. And it like motivates you even more. And so it's just been cool to build good relationships and then also give people a good experience. Like you said, like not going to go in somebody's basement and maybe get shot.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But no, man, I really appreciate y'all coming on. I love your story because I kind of feel like I relate to that a lot because that's where I started, just buying and selling stuff, having the art of learning business and sales and communication and negotiation and rejection. And so I think a lot of that content really resonated with me for sure, especially now that I'm teaching my son all the important things in life. It's like, he's asking me now, I was like, Dad, I want a go-kart. Dad, I want this. I was like, well, I'm going to teach you about business first, just the basic concepts, and then you're going to have to make your own money. Yeah. So now he's got the basics down so now we're going to do something kind of like that you were doing and a lot of your content's about. So explain, earn it. And you started from nothing and I mean, literally zero and you're able to create something out of nothing. And so that's what I'm trying to teach him. So it's really cool. Love the content that you have. Maybe introduce yourself and then just kind of tell your story of where you started.
All right, cool. Yeah, I really appreciate that. It's, the interesting thing is like, I really don't feel like what I've done or what I've done in the past is that cool because the internet sometimes rewards the wrong things. But the more I study people, I'm like, man, this is really what the people need to be like.
Well, it's practical.
It's practical, yeah.
And it teaches you real skills. And it's not like get rich overnight, millionaire, crypto, like salesy kind of thing. It's like real skills. You do something, you buy something low, you sell it high, and you make money, like the traditional business. Yeah. And so it's practical, and I think that anybody can do it. And so when you say the internet needs stuff like that, it's true. It's like they need stuff that like it's real life, and it's not some dream like one happens to 1 in a million, right? Anybody can do it if they just do the work.
Guarantee results if you just try.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of times you don't even need any guidance. You just hear about it and you start doing it and it works. So I guess my name's Judah Finley. I started with no money. I started buying and selling things. I made my first $100,000 saved by 17 years old by buying and selling stuff online. And then I turned that into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And I got into content. Now I make money from content, building brands, and a lot of various ways. But my original way of making money was buying something for cheap and selling it for more, not because I wanted to do that, because that was my only option. And I didn't really even know I was making money at the time because I wasn't thinking about making money. I was just like trying to get the next thing, which was like a new truck or a new dirt bike. And it wasn't something I could afford. So I had to learn how to get it without having any money or not having a job. I've never had a job or worked for myself my entire life. And I mean, when I was like 15, both my parents' cars got repossessed from our driveway. It came time for me to get my first car. There was no money for my first car, and that's where my work ethic began, I guess. I mean, I was always a hard worker before that, but that's kind of my origin story.
What's the first thing that you bought and actually sold and made money off of? The very first thing.
First thing was probably like Legos and stuff.
So you just took stuff from around your house.
Yeah, just start
Put
selling.
it
Because you were
online.
asking about your son, what he should start doing. And there's a lot of, Americans are notorious for just throwing shit away, wasting stuff, donating stuff. And the thing about eBay, you could literally post a pencil on eBay, it'd probably sell. Like you can post anything in your home on eBay and it'll sell within a week. And you can make a lot of money that way.
It'll sell for something, right?
Yeah.
Something that you were going to trash or donate anyways.
Yeah, because it's like $50 here, $100 here, $75 here, $30 here. If you do, 10, 20, 30 things that you just have laying around, you got $1,000 in your pocket, which isn't a lot when you're a grown man, but when you're young, $1,000,
Yeah.
it's got a lot of money.
It's also, you can use that money to then level up and buy some more stuff and flip some more stuff. So
This is my
explain to me-
fiance also, by the way, Sallie Grace. She also is a hustler. She actually is a hustler. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to women, I've never met a woman personally or heard of a woman that's a bigger hustler than her. So we got to talk about some of her hustles too, because a lot of people see her now and maybe don't see all the things she's done. But like she used to work at a burger joint, flipping burgers for like 4 years when she was like, what age?
That was my high school summertime job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the only chick flipping burgers at Jumping Jacks in upstate New York. But actually, a similarity that we have is I started flipping as well, but I didn't even have the name for it. I understood the concept of flipping, but I didn't even, you kind of coined that name, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe.
Flipping?
I don't know. Yeah, she was like flipping furniture. And
I guess
stuff
no,
on
flipping
Facebook.
houses is a thing, but
Flipping has definitely been a thing. I didn't coin it, I would say, but I definitely talk about flipping a lot though, because I just genuinely believe in it. You know what I mean?
which is the art of just buying something for a certain
Yeah,
price
buy
and
low,
selling
sell
it for
high.
high.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what the whole world does, but
And you're online and you started making content because of him.
Yeah, because of Judah. But before I met Judah, so he'd always been buying and selling cars. And then for me, I had moved out of my house and I was actually in a relationship and we were struggling really hard to pay rent. He had quit his job and it was just me. I was working 4 jobs at a time. Coffee shop in the morning at 3 a.m. Then I would go nanny for the rest of the day. And usually that would be like 12 hours a day watching the kid. And then at night I would flip as well. And I lived in this rich neighborhood, like inside this tiny little apartment, like in this old schoolhouse. And I would find pieces of furniture like outside of people's houses, bikes, old car seats, and I would post them on Facebook Marketplace and make a quick $50 or sometimes even like $500 if it was a good piece of furniture that I was able to refurnish. So that was like a super, I think you really liked that in me, that I was able to flip as well. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I never heard of a girl doing
the
that.
first time I talked to her, I was like, did someone like pay you, like give you a script to like tell me the right thing? I'm like, who is this girl? Like, you know what I
And
mean?
I didn't know that's what you did at the time either. So
Nowadays, girls are the worst when it comes to work ethic nowadays. Like,
I
they think they're
felt
too good for that.
I felt like the same thing when I met Gentry.
Yeah.
She was a hustler and she was the first girl I met when we were in our 20s. And of course, I dated around how to blast in life, but she was the first girl I actually met. I was like, man, she's very similar to me. And we have a lot of the same qualities and like super interesting. Like I'm more attracted to somebody that is like, has a bunch of work ethic or is a hustler. Like that's why I was attracted to her. I mean, she was pretty too, but she's
helps.
like
Of course,
not
yeah.
a lazy POS. Like I
Yeah.
was like, man, she's like really trying to get after life. It's like you want to do something more for somebody that does everything for themselves
Yeah.
already.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It was really cool. It was the same story for us. Like it was very, very tons of similarities. And that's why we hit it off so fast. She was the first girl I ever moved in and lived with. And
That's awesome.
It was cool.
She's my first girlfriend.
really,
Now she's my fiance and gonna be my wife.
no
here soon.
way.
Yeah, I never had a girlfriend. I mean, I've had girls in the past in my life, but never like an official.
A serious
Like
girlfriend.
this is my girlfriend, like putting out to the world. And so I'm I guess shoot, aim, like bullseye in a way.
How did y'all meet?
So that story, it's pretty interesting. I went to a church dinner with my mother for her birthday. I didn't want to go, but it was her birthday. So I was like, okay, I'll go with you. I sat down at this church dinner with 100 people all there. And I sat next to her grandmother out of all these people, just random seating. I started talking to her grandmother and her grandmother was telling me that she has a granddaughter. I was like, really? Like, show me a picture. She shows me a picture. I'm like, that's your
It was
granddaughter?
a bad picture. I don't
No,
even.
she says that. She looked amazing. So I'm like, that's your girl. I was like, how old is she? She's like 23. I was 24 at the time. I was like, all right, well, here. So I pulled out my phone and I took a selfie of her grandma and me. And I said, what's your number? I texted her the phone number. I texted her the picture and I said, show this to her and let me know what she says. And she's like, what do you mean show it to her? I'm like, just show her the photo and you have my number. Let me know what she says. And then 2 days later, I get a text back. That's the same exact photo, same angle, same everything. But instead of me, it's her with her grandma. And we start chatting. I get her phone number through her grandma and then we FaceTime 2 times. Then we started hanging out and we literally never stopped hanging out from there.
Like every day.
I don't think there's too many people in this world that have got set up by their grandmas.
Never. Yeah. The grandma put me on.
People are like, how can I meet my future wife? How can I meet my future husband? It's like,
Your grandma.
it's just like, you can't just tell them like, ask your grandma. Like that's like a super rare story. So I feel bad. It's hard to give relationship advice, but we just got lucky.
I do credit myself a little bit for being witty enough to even talk to her grandma and like kind of do all that. Cause like, I feel like most guys wouldn't even have like seized the opportunity. I was like, that's your granddaughter? Okay, here. And I don't know how I came up with that, but it was like, what's your phone number? Took a picture, sent it to her. It's not like I mapped that out. I just kind of was like,
no, it goes back to taking action. You just got to take action on everything in life.
Guys these days don't take action.
Yeah. In anything in life, you just got to like take action and you figure it out along the way.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. That's what makes you successful at anything. Most people just either think about it. Oh, I should probably do that. I should probably do that. Oh, this is my plan, but they never do anything.
Yeah.
How do you meet your wife?
We met through some friends. So two of our friends were getting married and we happened to be at like it wasn't a wedding party, but it was like what's the parties they have before, like a week or two before the wedding or whatever?
Like a bridal party?
Kind of something where everybody was together and there was supposed to be a dinner, but we were just at this pool bar type thing and we met and really hit it off, but nothing happened. I think she had a fiance at the time. And then that night, her fiance didn't come home and he ended up staying with some girl. So anyways, and we didn't get together right after that. That was just the first time we met. And then when they actually got married, and then like months and months later, we all went out together again. And then that's when I saw her and
that's
like
cool.
Kind of spent every day after that together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You just never stop hanging out. And you're like, I guess
Same
this
thing.
is what it is.
I think that's how it works.
She just moved in.
Yeah.
She never left.
Yeah.
No, she actually was the first girl. Like usually I didn't want girls to stay at my house. I'm like, I don't want this girl in my house anymore.
Yeah.
And
same. I mean, I would never want to.
It was terrible.
Keep a relationship going if the girl was annoying or something.
So back to taking action. So the very first thing you flipped, you started finding stuff in your house. You didn't have any money and you're like, I'm going to buy this car. So I need to start selling stuff. And you listed on eBay at the time?
Yeah. I mean, initially I was just selling random stuff because I wasn't even 15 because I bought my first car at 15. So I was like 14. And before that though, I think I had a dirt bike though before I was 15 and I bought that from buying and selling random shit because it was just I would sell random stuff around my house, go buy what I wanted. And also I was mowing lawns at the time. I was doing a lot of different things to have money. I was the kid that, I remember someone said like, Judah's the type of kid that always has $100 in his pocket. And it wasn't because I was rich. It was because I just always made sure I had $100 in my pocket, whether I had to mow lawns or I had to do something. I just never, if I broke my skateboard back in the day, I would go in and go buy a new skateboard. And I remember all the kids would be like, oh, rich kid for buying a $50 skateboard. Like they would literally call me rich kid back then for buying a $50 skateboard. Swear on my life at the skate park because they would break their board and they'd be out for 3 months. And like back then I'm like, just go mow some lawns or something. So I always had some money in my pocket growing up just because I always wanted shoes or whatever it was. And it wasn't really a big deal. I've always been a hustler. But when it came to getting my first car, like I said, both of my parents' cars got repossessed and they told me, hey, Judah, just letting you know there's not going to be a car in our driveway like there was for your older sister. My older sister got a brand new car when she turned 16 and I saw that. But my parents had money at that time. When it came up for me, they didn't have no money. Everything went the crap. Everything fell apart. So they at least were able to give me a warning and tell me like, hey, you're going to have to figure it out. You know what I mean? Just, we don't want you to wake up when you turn 16 like her and think you're going to open up the door and then be, like a sad little boy, like not even little boy. I mean, 16, you're already getting pretty old, but regardless, I started buying and selling stuff. And my first big flip, I bought a boat from the neighbor for like $1,100, I believe it was. And I fixed it up with my dad, actually, when he was still around. We fixed it up, we buffed it, we got it running, it was sitting for a while, and then I sold it for $5,500. And my dad actually really did instill this into me. You know, he hasn't really done a whole lot for me. A lot of people think that he's done more than he really has. He left when I was 15, but he really was the one that was like, let's go, you should go get this boat. Buy it, we'll flip it, and you'll have money for your first car. So he really did kind of put me on in that aspect. But at the same time, you know, I was the one that put in the work, if that makes sense.
Gave you the confidence to be able to go do it.
And explain to me, like, this is a good buy, Judah. Like, because he actually, I'm pretty sure this is the story. He was at the bar getting drunk with some guy, and he's like, yeah, I got this boat in my backyard. And he came back, he's like, Judah, you could get this boat. Because like he was always gone at that time, but that was the story. I didn't know how he knew this guy. It was some neighbor that lived maybe a couple of streets over, and we go in his backyard. It's this roached out, like 24-foot Mako. I think it was like a 2002 or something. I don't even know. But regardless, bought that thing, made $5,500, and that was kind of the start. From there, I mean, why would I get a job if I just made $5,500?
Did you list it on eBay? Where did you list it?
Craigslist. Yeah.
Vintage.
So what was it? So then after that, what's the next flip?
From there, I bought a Jeep Cherokee because it wasn't about making money. I just wanted to buy a Jeep. And I really wanted a Jeep TJ because my buddy at the time, his dad bought him like a $10,000 Jeep TJ, which is the ones with the circle lights, the grill that you think of. But I didn't have 10 grand. I had $5,500. So I couldn't afford that. So I bought a Jeep Cherokee for $1,700. That was my first car. And like, by the way, I wasn't sad about buying that. I was like, so fired up that I just got this Jeep Cherokee for $1,700. It broke down on the way home, overheated, and I did not care. We got home, we tuned it up, got that thing going. I lifted it, put every dollar I had into this Jeep, like every penny. I had no money. I couldn't even fill the damn thing up with gas. I couldn't even get insurance, swear to God. Couldn't get insurance on it because I spent every dollar on lift kit, wheels, tires, 12-inch. I had subs. I had
I remember that
speaker amp. I had like...
That's a Florida vehicle.
Yeah, I had... It had train horns. I literally went all out on it. I couldn't even afford to insure it. So I would post it up for sale because it was literally either sell it or get a job. And I was like, I'm not trying to get no job. So I posted up and I sold it for $8,000 in 2 weeks. So yeah, you know, I made, I think I had like $6,000 to it. I only made like $2,000, but the fact that I even made money on it is crazy because I literally spunked all my money into that thing and I still made money on it.
Also, the reason you were so proud of it is because you made the money to go buy it.
Yeah.
That's
but it went
why,
viral
but
back
that's
in the
why,
day.
but that's why you were so, when did you start posting content?
Well, I mean, I was kind of taking pictures of that, like a whole bunch of Jeep pages shared pictures of it because it was so badass. It was on like 35-inch tires. Like back in the day, this Cherokee was like Cherokees are like a niche. It's kind of like Miatas or like any car has a niche, and Cherokees, like a lot of people that don't have money,
a cult following,
like me, has like a cult following. So my Cherokee was badass. But anyway, you know, I sold it, and then from there, I bought like a truck and some other shit, and then I just kept it going.
And then you were posting all the content on YouTube at the time?
I didn't start making videos back then. YouTube wasn't even a thing back then. I mean, that was like maybe 11 years ago. I was 15 when I bought that, and I sold it when I was still 15. But that was, before YouTube and YouTubers and content was a thing. I mean, I'm sure there was like Charlie bit my finger viral videos. You know what video I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
No, that video is the first video I can think of that went viral of like a YouTube video, but that was kind of what YouTube was back then. It wasn't like there's YouTubers and people learned how to monetize it.
And making actual like valuable content. It was all just goofy videos.
Yeah. I had an Instagram page though. I'd post like the stuff I was doing. You know what I mean?
So what's the next thing you started buying and flipping?
Well, from there, I wanted a truck. I mean, I really didn't even really want a Jeep. I mean, there's a lot of things I wanted, but I just couldn't afford it. So I bought a truck after that, and it was pretty badass. It was a Dodge Ram 1500, and it had fuel rims on it. It was lifted. I mean, it's pretty badass. I think I bought it for like $8,000, and it was pretty roached out, as in like had like mud all over it and whatever. I bought it for some redneck. It had like a big Flow Grown sticker on the back of it. I'm from Florida, so like Flow Grown was a trend. I don't know if that brand's still crushing it, but back in the day, I mean, that was pretty cool where I was from. But I bought this thing from some redneck for $8,500, and I sold it for $15,500. So, and I actually bought that truck and a dirt bike. Like I remember I bought them both on the same day. I was like riding high.
But it goes to show
from flipping though.
Yeah, and it goes to show you anybody out there can do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
All you have to do is be willing to do the work, find a deal,
Yeah.
and then create some type of value, right? Whatever it is, fix it up, paint furniture, fix up the car. It's the same thing with house flipping. It's the same thing. You're buying a shitty house and you're doing the work, fixing it up, making it nice, and selling it for a higher amount.
I mean, it's interesting hearing you talk because, I mean, you're older than me, obviously, and hearing how you talk about your past 5 house deals that you've lived in.
Yeah.
It's literally exactly the exact story to the T of what I'm saying right now, but with houses, and we're talking about millions of dollars versus thousands of dollars. So, I mean, it really never stops in a way.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I started flipping houses, but my first house was 70 grand and I made 30 grand, but it wasn't a massive amount, but just doing that over the years, buying long-term properties, having, creating a ton of equity in certain properties and then selling them over time. And then like taking all that money and just keep buying more properties and more properties. And eventually you get into a bigger one and a bigger one.
Once you get the ball rolling, you're set. That's what we want to do next. We're like,
the house stuff.
Yeah. We've been just looking, what's the website?
Oh yeah. I just found, I mean, I've known about it, but I want to buy like, I don't know. What do you know about like tax sales where people couldn't pay their note and it's like the county selling
like auction.
Like
we were looking for
auction.
that. What's your opinion on that?
So it just depends. So if it's a tax sale, there's going to be, they repossess a house because of a tax lien.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a period. I don't know. Every state's a little bit different. I've never bought stuff from the tax sale, but what happens is like, let's say their back taxes are 50 grand or whatever, and it goes to auction and it ends up going for 100 grand. I think that there is a time period, could be wrong, that the homeowner has to come back and pay the taxes. Like they have a period where they can come back and buy it from you, but you make a percentage on your money no matter what. That's what I think. I don't know 100% because I haven't bought from a lot of those sales. I was mainly doing foreclosure stuff. So like a house got foreclosed on, we'd go to the auction, we'd buy it. And sometimes there was deals and then sometimes there wasn't. I mean, it's just like everything else where I'm like, why are they buying stuff at market value? Like it didn't make any sense to me and people were in there bidding. And so it didn't mean there was good deals just because it was an auction. But I think the tax sale is different. I do know people that have made a lot of money in it, but I would be wrong. Like I wouldn't give you the right information because I don't know exactly how it works because I've never bought anything from it. But I do think they have a lien on the house, it gets bid up, and there's just some period, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. I can't remember how long that you have where the original homeowner could come back and buy the property back from you. So like, let's say you bought it for 100 grand and it was a $300,000 house. I think that they can come buy it back from you is what I think. They can pay their taxes, but they also have to pay you a percentage of that on that 100 grand. So you would make a certain percentage on your money. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on that, but it's.
So you think the best way to get into real estate is buy a house that's been foreclosed?
Distressed house, just a distressed house. You can buy stuff that's on the market. You can buy from a wholesaler, which those are people that just call in off market properties and then get it under contract and then they'll sell you the contract.
Flip it to you.
Yep. And so I've bought from wholesalers. I bought stuff that's on the market. I bought stuff that's off the market. Like you can buy it anywhere as long as it's a deal. Like you said, like, how to buy low and sell high. Yeah. It's the same thing. You see what all the comps are selling for in the neighborhood and you think it's going to cost you 30 grand to fix it up or whatever it is. And you're buying it for such undervalue. Once you add all the fees and everything, like it's a good business. It's hard to scale, like trying to do a lot of it at one time and managing a bunch of crews. Cause we were doing a bunch of houses, but they were all smaller houses. And the first time home buyer houses, the buyers back out a lot, like for various reasons, just because they're inexperienced. The inspection report comes back and it's not nothing major. It scares them. The realtors are inexperienced. And so I got burned out from selling that to that market because like we'd end up selling a house 3 times before it actually closed. Like somebody get under contract, they do the inspection, they back out, they get under contract, they put too much on their credit card right before closing. The bank wouldn't finance them. Like it was just, I didn't like that market over time. And so I got into like, I wouldn't say super luxury, but I started getting into like a little bit more of a luxury market. And I liked it because I could spend more on the house and make it look more like I wanted. And the other house is like, you don't have the money. You're just like, it's like paint, carpet, like.
Just because there's more of a margin there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got into like a little bit more expensive houses over time, but I started exactly like in the $70,000, $90,000.
Yeah, I thought it'd be cool if I continued this series because I did this series of turning $800 into 100 grand just for a video series to show it's possible. And I thought it'd be cool now to keep doing it for content, but now go to houses and just keeping track of the numbers and just show people how you can scale. Like the average guy can scale just from literally nothing to actually making
Have you posted the
good
video
money.
yet of going from $800 all the way to 100,000?
No, not yet, but I documented it all. So that'll be coming out here in 2026. So I'm looking forward to that. I've been talking about it a lot, but I've been waiting to launch it in a way.
Well, it also takes you a little while to like get from $800 to 100,000.
Yeah.
What was the time period?
That's the thing. A lot of people ask how long did it take, but I wasn't really in a rush because I have so much other stuff going on. I wasn't doing this to make money. It was more just to show it's possible.
Yeah.
And I mean, in reality, I did this when I was, 16. I literally, by 17 years old, I had $100,000 cash. I have a picture. I never posted it because I don't think there's any reason to flex you holding $100,000 at 17 years old. I'm not an idiot. I was a pretty smart kid. But I saved the photo because I know one day someone's going to say,
you're a rapper or something. You like hold it up to
yeah, but I have a picture of me 17 years old. Maybe I'll pop it up in this clip holding this $100,000. And
also $100,000 in cash is different than seeing it in your bank account.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's weird. That's different.
It's a lot. Most people have probably never held $100,000. But I just did it again just to show, because I didn't document it back then. I mean, I had pictures and shit, but like I wanted to show flip to flip to flip how to do it so people can more relate to it. And they can't say I'm a fraud or like talk shit or something. You know what I mean?
It's super valuable. That's what I actually, without even knowing you were going to post that video, that's what I wanted to do with my son. And it's just to get the go-kart. But I'm like, I want to show people that he's going to start from zero and we're going to show him how to get the go-kart without me just writing a check for it.
He'll appreciate that too. Because later on when people go to talk shit, he'll be like, nope. Like,
well, he'll also have a bunch of skills that come from it, right? Not just, it's like you getting the Cherokee and you're like, I'm a fucking badass, like driving home and it breaks down, but because you did it yourself.
Yeah. There's a lot of pride that comes from that.
Like, dude, if he gets a go-kart and he earns all the money himself, like he will have way more of a sense of ownership and pride and like just
confidence.
Yeah, confidence. And like he's going to get all these extra skills from it. And then that's going to turn into something else. And he's just like, his skills are going to keep growing.
And he'll take care of it more.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like I don't want to give him shit. Like I don't believe in that. Yeah. And I think it's going to just ruin his life if we give him a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to work for it. I mean, he's living a different life that me and my wife did. We both grew up with nothing.
Yeah.
Like y'all did. And it's like, I don't want my kid to grow up with his hand out like that. Yeah. And it's not going to be a good life for him anyways. He's going to end up just hating his life down the road and he just won't know it yet. So I don't know.
You're doing him a favor.
I'm doing everything in my power to keep him from being that. That would be my only failure in life. If he grew up just to have no purpose and no nothing. And like, I would feel like a failure for sure.
Yeah. He'll be more excited too when he does it anyway. I mean, when you work for something, you buy it, it's like 10 times more rewarding versus just instant gratification.
So tell me about the businesses now. So you turn this flipping and you turn the online social media stuff and you kind of started a real brand and a real business.
Yeah. I mean, because by the time I was like, I think when I was, I don't know, like 18, I mean, I was buying like brand new trucks and all these cars and all this cool stuff. And then like I started seeing people online making money from just making content of filming them doing cool stuff. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how are these kids making money? You know what I mean? So I was like, I want to start doing social media like these guys, like YouTubers. So I made a YouTube channel. I launched it. And within 6 months, it was monetized. And during that time, I bought a wrecked Hellcat because that was a popular thing. Even it is now, like if you buy a wrecked cool car and you rebuild it, it's going to draw an audience just because.
I watch some of those. I like the old Ferrari stuff just because I like the old Ferraris. And so I watch some of the really old ones where they buy like wrecked Ferraris and stuff.
Because it's a transformation.
Yeah.
It's like same with fitness transformations. Like people want to see the transformation. Same thing with cars. Like you buy a wrecked car, you rebuild it, you make it cool. Like people really like that. So I wanted to do a build like that. I bought this Hellcat. I pimped it out, made it badass, rebuilt it. And then I actually gave that car away and I made a bunch of money doing that. As a sweepstakes.
Did you do all the work yourself or did you sub it out to like body shops and?
No, I did it all myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I had people help.
You can do anything on a car.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I had people help, but I mean, I did most of it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I have a paint guy though. He paints for me and stuff. Because I could learn that, but it's not, why would I learn something if I'm only going to do it maybe once or twice? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't do everything, but to an extent, I mean, I pulled it all apart, did almost everything. And that was just one of the cars I've done, but that was pretty cool.
So got the wrecked Hellcat, documented everything, then ended up giving it away.
Yeah. And then from there, just kept it going. I mean, my content now is kind of just about my life and people have kind of, I guess, built a relationship with as my life evolves. And, I've done a lot of things on the internet. People might know me for 10 different things. You know what I mean? Just because I've done so many different things.
Like a lot of people know you from the C8. Do you think you got more, more of a following from the Hellcat or the C8?
Yeah, the C8 for sure. I mean, the guy today that said, "What's up?" knew me from the C8. He
C8.
literally had a
I feel like
C8
it's
out
the
front because of
C8.
me. Yeah, because I bought a C8 that used to be that
From a
rapper Rod
rapper?
Waves. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bought his wrecked car when he was blowing up. He wrecked his C8. It was brand new in 2020. And I bought that and then I rebuilt that and I actually gave that car away too. So that was another kind of the same thing I did. And that really built my following because
So how were you
People
making money
saw
from the giveaways though? So at this point, you've been flipping stuff.
just sales. Yeah, enough people bought that it paid for the vehicle with profit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So they would buy enter to win ticket, or
Yeah.
was it through merchandise?
Let's do merchandise. Yeah, so it's like every dollar you spend is like a entry to win the car in a way.
But it's for your clothing brand, right? That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to get at. So when you started the brand, to be able to promote the brand, you're basically giving away cars
Exactly.
to be able to sell merchandise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's one of the things I've done. And then I came up with this brand Monarch that you see me wearing now, which is, I see it a lot bigger than an actual buying to win a car. It's an actual entity, a brand that, you see nowadays, Nike, Adidas.
Like a lifestyle brand.
Yeah, even the company she's sponsored by, First Form, like people get behind it because they really like the brand and it represents something that they believe in. So, that's kind of the idea behind it. And, things take time. You can't blow things up in one day. So, last year I launched about a year and a half ago, and I don't know. I mean, we've done pretty well so far, but it's a slow and steady process, I guess.
Is that the only source of revenue is it from doing the giveaways, people buying merchandise? Is that where the revenue comes from, or is it from monetization, from views? Like, where does all the income come from?
Yeah. I mean, I've made a lot of money from, I guess, AdSense as well, which is getting revenue from the platforms like Facebook pays, YouTube pays. Instagram doesn't pay. I don't know why, but TikTok pays. I haven't really made a lot of money from TikTok, but I made a lot of money from that. And then the revenue from obviously sales of merchandise. And I've never really done a brand deal. I mean, I had a lot of companies reach out to do brand deals, but I'd rather focus on building my own brands, if that makes sense.
Hey, everyone, real quick. I just want to let you know this podcast is 100% independent. No ads, no sponsors, just real. If you're finding value in whatever we're doing here, the biggest help that you can give us is hitting subscribe and sharing this with someone who you think needs to hear it or someone that it will provide value to. That's how we continue to grow. And if you did that, I would really appreciate it. How does YouTube pay? Like, what is it per million views? Like, what's a dollar amount? Do you know?
Well, everybody has a different CPM. So depending on the content you make, if you make content on crypto, for example, those guys get paid tons of money because those crypto ads, those guys are willing to pay bank. And it's more of a competitive market.
So is it based on the amount of people that run ads around your content? Like,
Yeah,
how do they pay? I'm just curious for
it's
myself.
Like bidding in a way, from what I understand. It's like the more they can convert their ads, the more they're going to be willing to pay for that spot. So like even a woman that just has a health channel, health and wellness channel, she just puts makeup on or whatever tutorials, her CPM will be pretty high too. Like e-com CPMs are really high. I heard it's like $1. Some guys get paid like 70% per 1,000 views or something crazy.
Oh yeah, that's good.
But my CPM,
Really?
I think, was like 3 cents or something. I don't know. But I forget what it is. I mean, from what I've seen, like 1 million views of long form content, you'd make like 7 to 10 grand. So I don't know. I mean, in the shorts are a different thing because you don't get paid as much on shorts either. But YouTube's pretty consistent. If you stay consistent on YouTube, you'll make good money. Like she makes money now, super consistent on YouTube, all from shorts.
Short form. Yeah.
Yeah. But I got her doing content now, so now her stuff's bigger than mine.
Thanks, babe.
The
Because I'm him, but a girl, and people want to see girls. Like, if you were a girl, you probably have more than me because you could do a wheelie. But like, it's cool because I could do everything that he could do. But I'm in a girl form.
The student has passed up the teacher.
A lot of times I'll just tell her to do the stuff that I do, and she'll do it, but
Prodigy.
it'll blow up because she's a girl. So it's like people will eat it up just because it's a girl doing it versus a guy, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, I do know what you mean.
It's like a guy painting a wall, and no one really cares. You give a chick a paint roll, and she's rolling it. They're like, that's so cool. She paints. Like, she's the coolest girl ever.
Yeah.
Right? That
Yeah.
is how social media works.
Yeah.
What have you lost money on? Like, what's the biggest financial mistake you've made? Like when flipping all this stuff, or it could have been anything.
Honestly, I haven't really ever taken any losses. Like, that sounds like a crazy thing to say. I mean, I maybe lost a couple grand on a couple flips here and there because like it blew up or something, like the motor blew up. Like one time I bought a Banshee and that thing blew up the first ride I ever took it out. And that was that was pretty haunting right there. The whole motor grenaded, and I actually broke even on that because I parted the bike out. So I really have done pretty well by just being. I mean, people say you got to like take big risks, but people that are really successful, what I've realized is like it's very calculated. Like
They're very calculated.
yeah, when they finally take the step, like they've already calculated everything and they've mitigated the risk. Like worst case scenario, maybe they break even. Like it seems like you're like that too. Like how many things have you done where it's like it's a do or die? It's like if it's a do or die, you've already really put in a lot of work up front before you got under there. You know what I mean?
That's probably true.
It's like a guy that goes to go do like a 400-pound squat. It's like he's not going to go under there and never squat before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was like years of working up to that. And he's like, I think I can get 400.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's what I've noticed. People that are successful, you know what I mean? Are
Because
like
you have built the skills to get to that point.
Yeah.
And so they're not as risky anymore.
Exactly. So yeah, I really haven't taken any major losses. I mean, it's a slow and steady growth. I'm 26 now. So
Y'all both seem a lot older than that.
yeah, I get that a lot.
I mean, the maturity level, not, you don't look older, but
Oh, yeah.
People
the
think
maturity
you're
level is
like
very high.
in your 30s, like
Yeah.
mid-30s, and people think I'm younger than I am.
People think she's like 18.
People think
I'm
we're like
32.
a 10-year gap where it's
Yeah.
only 1 year. It's pretty.
Sometimes I play and I'm like, yeah, I met her when I was,
She's got
when I
gray
was
hair, like-
18. She was 6. And they'll be like, what?
Shut up. Canceled.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it just comes from, I think your maturity as a man comes from experiences, you know what I mean? And I've done thousands of deals, and like when I was like 17, I'd be buying a truck off some like 50-year-old dude that his whole life fell apart. He's getting a divorce and he's selling me his truck, and I'm there with cash. I'm like the 17-year-old kid. And like, you know, it's like you learn a lot and just how to deal with people and even meet people and show people respect. And you just learn a lot from doing deals. I think doing deals will give you more life lessons than anything in a way.
Sales does. And
Sales,
that's what it is, right?
That's what
It's
I mean,
like
doing deals,
rejection
yeah.
and negotiation, communication.
Exactly.
It teaches you so many valuable things. It's like one of the best skills you can learn as a young person.
100%.
Sales, really communication.
Human
comes from
psychology.
sales. Yep.
Yeah.
What could somebody out there, like if they're starting from nothing, what would you suggest they start with if they want to flip something, they don't have any money? Like where should they start? What should they buy next? Get off the ground, like get this going, and they want to make some money. They don't really have a lot of skills. Like they want to learn how to start doing this and they want to start making money on the side. I feel like the good thing is you don't have to quit your job. If you're stuck somewhere and you're not making a lot of money, you could like use this to keep stacking money on the side and then just use your job just to pay your bills. And then when you get to a point, hopefully you can eventually keep leveling up.
Yeah. I mean, I see that a lot of guys, like you shouldn't go all in on you shouldn't go all in on a side hustle unless you've got a bunch of money stacked and you think you can actually make money doing it. But really flipping should never be your only thing you do unless you have a lot of money stacked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you should always have a business that pays your bills, and whatever that is, whether you're a firefighter or you have an actual job, but getting ahead in life, if you learn how to flip your money, I mean, you go from one thing to the next. So you can start with anything. I mean, I just did this series and I started with the most little amount possible where I didn't have to waste time, which was $800.
Yeah. So walk us through that. And then at least that, I just want people at home, if they want to get into this, if they don't know where to start, want them to have some like good actionable tips where it's like, how do I start? Like, what do I do? What do I do to get started? What do I sell? Where do I go to sell it? Like what platform should I list it for sale on? I mean, there's so many now.
Yeah.
Just so they have some like good, valuable information where it's like, if they want to get started, they can do it tomorrow.
Well, you got to start with what you already know a lot about. So I tell a lot of people, whatever your vehicle is you're driving now, you probably know the most about that. And you really the best way to do it is if you had a paid off vehicle, you should post that for top dollar of what you can get for it, sell it, and then buy the same one again. But if you need it for work, then obviously you can't just sell your vehicle. I mean, I understand people have to work though, but I mean, all you can do is just find a niche that you know a lot about. So the first thing I did of the series was a golf cart. And that just kind of happened by chance because I wanted something where I didn't make $1,000. I wanted to have the first flip be a big step. So people can say like, damn, like he literally went from that to that without going. I didn't want to go from 1,000 to 2,000. I wanted to go from 1,000 to 5,000. So the golf cart I paid $800 for.
I think that's everybody's goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me about the golf cart. So where did you find it?
I found it on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
And it took me a while. I turned down a lot of good deals, either because they were $1,500 and not $1,000. And I didn't want to start with $1,500. I want to start with $1,000. Or I could only make maybe $2,000 on it or something. And I turned down a lot of deals just because I wanted this first flip of this series to be very almost inspirational in a way. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be like a big, where people can be like, damn, that's really
And
impressive.
so what were you looking for when even the deals that you didn't buy? Was it just they needed new batteries, they need new tires, they needed like what were you looking for to make the most amount of money?
Probably like trucks, a lot of trucks. But I mean, it's hard to find a truck that doesn't need a lot of work for like $800 or $1,000.
No, but I mean the golf cart.
On golf carts too. I mean, I saw a lot of them for sale, but a lot of them weren't $1,000. A lot of them were, a lot more than that. This one needed batteries. So all it needed was batteries.
And how much are batteries?
$300. So $800 investment, put $300 batteries in it, then sold it for $5,000. So that's what is that? 500% return.
Yeah. Did you have to paint it? Did you have to do anything?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
And then the next flip of that was another golf cart that I paid, I think $2,200 for, did nothing to. Literally bought it, reposted it, and then sold that one. I believe, I have to look at the numbers because this was a little bit ago. I think it was around like $5,500. So that was the next flip.
And were you buying them all on Facebook Marketplace,
Yeah,
selling them
Facebook.
on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a couple buddies now that I know that golf carts are a hit. I'm not trying to leak the game, but they're going to hate me if they saw this, but like there's a lot of money in golf carts and you can get them for cheap and you can make a lot of money. And it's an easy niche that you can handle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of learned a little bit about it when we bought our lake house and I wanted some golf carts and I'm like, start going online. And this is during COVID though, too. Like when it started getting crazy, I'm like, golf carts are crazy expensive. I was like, people pay fucking $10,000 for a fucking golf cart?
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, I thought these things were like $2,000.
Yeah.
But I think I ended up paying that like $5,500. It was like, that was like the going rate for a nice one, like a decent, like clean one with new batteries. And I think it was like $5,500.
Yeah.
So on your next flip, you get that, you go to $5,000 or $5,500. What do you buy next? Another golf cart?
There's another golf cart. And that was another, like, I think $2,200 I paid. And then I sold it for like 50 something. I don't remember. I think it was 55, maybe 5. I forget. I had to look at the numbers, but something like that. And then after that,
then
this was a really good one. There was a lady selling her Jeep because she went to CarMax and they wanted to give her, I think, they wanted to give her $7,500 for this Jeep. And she posted it for like $10,000. And she's like, hey, if you give me $500 more than CarMax, I'll sell it to you. So I paid $8,000 for this Jeep. And in 3 days, sold it for $15,000. So literally went from $800 to $15,000 in 3 flips. And like I said, this was all.
And you didn't do anything to the car or anything? Where'd you repost
nothing.
it?
Actually, I did paint the rims. I painted the rims black because the rims were like gray and they didn't look good. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna paint these black. And I filmed it. And I was like, you sometimes you do little things just that make it look better.
Take better pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take better pictures and sold it in 3 days. And that was the 3rd flip. So, from there, you literally go from $800 for $15,000. I think about most people, like if you could do that, that would be, obviously I'm the master, but if people could do this, it's not that hard.
That's the whole point. I want people to get, because it is very doable.
Yeah.
Like super easy.
What's more doable, this or what all these idiots online are preaching now? Like, go get into crypto, get into e-commerce. It's like, what are you going to sell? And like, you're not going to, you can make money in that. I'm not saying it's a scam, but I'm saying like the average person isn't going to make a lot of money doing that. And the chances are it's not going to work out. And it's also, the chances are it's going to take a ton of time and the ROI is not going to be there.
Yeah, they're going to give up fast.
Yeah.
This is real easy, something to do. If somebody has a job, somebody has school, somebody has anything, like they can do this on the side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But most people cop out and, on their break, they'll just play video games or they're going to just do something.
Exactly.
Because they hate their job, they're going to like distract themselves. But
it goes back to taking action.
Exactly. That's where they have to get on their phone and start using it as a tool. So that's the first step.
What's after the Jeep? So you're up to $15,000. Tell me how you get to the $100,000. Everybody, there's a lot of people out there that would love $100,000. I want to
that's the thing.
Tell me the steps to get to the $100,000.
Honestly, I don't feel like I'm not here to act like I'm some like big baller.
No.
It's $100,000. It's really like, to me, that's not that much money. Like I had that literally, like I said, when I was 17. So I didn't feel like this is that valuable.
You made it from $800 in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And so I think telling the story is going to show people what's possible. But so you flip the Jeep, and this is all on Facebook Marketplace.
All on Facebook and Craigslist.
Okay, and then so you do the $15,000 deal. What's the deal after that?
I think the deal after that was, which one was it though? It's like a Chevy Silverado, I think. I think I did it in 23 flips. And if you do the math, the average flip, I think you make around $5,000 a flip. If you do the math on 23 flips divided by $100,000, it's about $5,000 a flip. So after that, it was like a Chevy Silverado. I'm not sure if this is the exact one, but from there, I went and bought a bunch of shit with the 15 grand because I'm trying.
Yeah, you're able to do two. You're able to
do more than
two,
once.
Yeah, a golf cart and a truck and have two things going. Are you doing anything to the cars? Like, so for people that are out there listening, like you're just kind of cleaning it up, taking better pictures, making it nicer than it was.
Yeah, I mean, something like that Jeep, all I did was paint the rims, and maybe I didn't even need to do that. But to me, it was like, I might as well paint these rims. You know what I mean? But sometimes you need to fix the seat's ripped. Sometimes you need to fix an engine light. Sometimes it's just sensors. Sometimes just basic stuff, like nothing crazy. Sometimes repaint the hood. Maybe it's faded.
A dent
you know,
here or there.
A dent. Yeah, I have a dent guy that can pop dents out and stuff. So it's like, another thing is like, I filmed a program on how to do all this that I'm going to be selling. And also I want to know your advice.
Okay.
I want to know your opinion before I get to this. What do you think a program from a guy that showed how to do this is worth if I put every little bit of information I possibly could think of into it? And I actually did everything I could to share advice. Like, how do you find someone to paint the hood? How do you do this? How do you do this? Where do you buy this? Like, how do you negotiate? I put in every possible thing I could think of to make it valuable. And I'm going to give 100% money back guarantee if you can explain to me why you think it's not valuable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think that would be worth?
I don't know. I'm trying to think back to whenever I was like 18 to 20 year old. Like, what would I pay?
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth whatever people will pay.
I think so.
Number
too.
one, but you're like, what's a good value is what you're asking. $1,000?
I was thinking 500.
Yeah. I mean,
so like less than 1% of what I'm
because
showing I did.
I feel
You'll
like
make it back the first flip.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's something that somebody could, like, if it was low enough investment to where like you're going to make it back on the first or second thing that you do. Like that feels valuable. Like that seems significant.
Yeah.
If you have to do 10 things before you get your investment back, like that's not really valuable to the person that's buying it. Right.
For sure.
So yeah, $1,000 like seems fair, maybe 500. And
and just factor it into your first flip and then write it off pretty much as a business expense into the first flip and you'll make it back. Like if you make $5,000 your first flip, like that golf cart, it'll pay for itself literally on your first deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. And that's why I was asking all the questions. Cause I think it is something that almost every single person out there that can do. Like, doesn't matter who you are. Like you can find deals and resell it. I mean, Gary Vee's been talking about it online forever.
Yeah, couch flipping.
Yeah, people did that. I knew the furniture flipping thing was a big thing too. You could buy like old shitty like wooden dresser drawers. They paint them, they put new hardware on there and they sell them for like $500.
Yeah.
Like I knew that was a big deal too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could, if you really have any type of hustle, you can make money. But I mean, people get lost in the sauce. They start overthinking it too much. And the truth is, it only takes one deal to change your life. And what I mean by that is once you get that first, let's say you make $1,000 on one deal, you're never going to be the same man because you're always going to remember, oh, I made $1,000 doing that. It's going to change your mindset.
Think if you make $20 an hour.
Yeah.
And it takes you all those hours to make $1,000.
Exactly.
And then you get like all the Social Security and everything taken out of it. And it's like it's tough. Like that's a lot of man hours to make that $1,000 when you can make it in with no effort. Yeah. Just a little bit of extra time. Yep. And it opens up your eyes and you're like, holy shit. Like I could do this with everything in life.
Yep.
Yeah. 3 flips is 3 months salary for a regular job. You know?
If you make, I mean, making $5,000 on a flip is pretty solid, but even if you make $1,000, whatever, I mean, better than nothing.
I think more people overcomplicate making money. That's another reason I wanted you to come on and tell your story, because I think if they know what's possible and they do a flip like this, or they buy something, they sell something, and then that one thing opens their eyes, they're like, oh, that makes it it makes it possible where they can go out and go, it's not rocket science. Like I think people think of it as like this mysterious thing that it's like really hard to make money. And it's not.
That's the way we're programmed in school, you know?
Goes back to that. It's like, you've made all this money and then now you have a brand and now you have all this stuff. What is one thing you learned in school that has helped you make money?
I mean, I really I can't tell you one thing that really
That's
helped
what I'm
me.
saying. Besides basic
knowledge,
math, basic math, I guess, like, you know, adding and subtracting really is all you need.
Back in high school, I had a time where a teacher called my mom in the middle of class saying like, your son is on his phone and he told me that he needs to be on his phone. And I told him that I'm going to call your mom and see what she thinks about that. And my mom's like, well, what is he doing? She's like, well, he said he's selling a truck after school and he needs to talk to this guy and it's really important. And My mom's like, oh yeah, that's him. Like he needs to be on the phone. Like she put me on speaker in front of the whole class. And the teacher was like, well, because she thought she was going to get me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like I got you. But no, I would literally leave school in the middle of the day to go buy something or sell something because like, you know, if I'm going to make, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars, $5,000, $10,000, whatever it was, like that's way more important than listening to this teacher. You know what I mean? But I was never disrespectful. I was always very to myself, but sometimes it would be like, hey, like whatever. But I had good grades too. So what could they really say? I had good grades and I was focused on my extracurricular money-making activities.
Most people graduate when they're 18 and you basically are starting over from zero.
Yeah, which is sad.
You really are. You go out there and you're like, okay, well, what do I do now? Because you've learned nothing. You have no skills. You have no way to support yourself.
Yeah.
Like you're literally like just thrown out to the wolves and they didn't never give you any knowledge about money, which is the craziest thing to me.
And the worst part is they go out, even if they go to college, they have a false sense of confidence, thinking that like
they're going to come out and get this big job.
Yeah, they have this confidence like, oh, this is going to work out great. But then life smacks them in the face. They realize like, man, I really wasted all that time, especially people that went to college. I mean, not everyone that went to college wasted their time, but I personally don't know anyone that went to college that it really worked out for unless they went to go be like a pilot or something. You know what I mean? Like something very specific.
Lawyers.
Doctor.
Yeah, anybody that I know too that went to school and has a degree, they either don't use their degree at all, or they got out of school and it took them a long time to find a job in their degree. And then when they did, they weren't making, I mean, 50, 60, like cost, you know, $100,000 to go to school and they make 50,000 a year. And then you can then you just have enough to pay your apartment and then pay for your car and then your cell phone. You're stuck.
And they're screwed.
Yep. And then you're stuck and you can't do anything.
And they're depressed and they're anxious and they got all these things. So then they can't even get past that. It's a whole nother problem.
Yeah.
They don't have the confidence. That's why I say the first deal. I mean, really, the first deal will change your life because it'll give you that new confidence. Like, oh, wow, I can do this.
I don't have to trade my time for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to bring you on, because I think that the content you make is super valuable because it can show people that you can create your own life. Like you don't need to get stuck in that same system. It's like go to school, get good grades, and then what? It's like people get stuck and then they can't ever do what they really want to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad. My biggest passion is the education stuff for sure, because it is so crazy that you go to school all the way till you're 18 and you know nothing about life. Like literally, like what is it good for? To get into college? Like, is that the only thing it's used for? Like there's nothing else that it's good for. Maybe besides basic reading, basic writing, basic math. I mean, besides that, it is like zero value. I mean, you can learn everything you need to know by the third grade, I think.
I think so too. But I think they just need something to do with the kids. If the kids were just
during the day,
wild, like what would life be like if the kids had no school and they just were running the streets and just doing, you know what I mean?
What if you went to school and all day long you learned about money and taxes and like practical skills and communication, all stuff? They would all be like, it wouldn't be 100% because there is still some lazy people out there. But when you graduated, you'd have a real fucking good idea about what you wanted to do, number one, and then you'd have a bunch of skills to be able to go do something. If you actually like did something in school. It's the craziest thing to me. Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy that they don't teach all the things that we need to know about with taxes, setting up an LLC, you know, creating a business, making money. I mean, they just teach you just generic stuff, but school really was created to create more workers. So, I mean, that's really the truth when you look back at when school was created and how it all came about. It was created to create more employees for the guys that made all the money.
100%.
So you just got to know that knowledge and I guess raise your kids accordingly.
After your social media started to blow up, how did you start producing revenue from it? Like what was the first brand deal? What was the first thing that you did to start thinking like, oh wait, this is a real business now?
Well, when I first realized I could quit my job and like pursue social media was my first month after I got monetized on YouTube. I got monetized within 6 months, but also it helped because short form boost your stuff to people that don't even follow you. Judah, he got monetized in 6 months just off long form, and that's not being pushed like as much as short
it's really
form.
tough.
It's really tough. So it was ad revenue. That was like I was doing little gigs here and there before with brand deals, you know, not making major money. It was just like, oh, this is like a nice paycheck here, a nice paycheck there. But I made like 10 grand in my first month.
Yeah, it was a fat check.
From my ad revenue. I was like,
and how much were you making it work?
It was like super, inconsistent. I was working at a
Part-time
restaurant.
job.
It was full-time, but I was a server at Capitol Grill. So I was like a suit and tie, just pouring wine. But it was like, I'd make like $1,000 tips one night, and then then you'd have like awful customers, and then you'd only come out with $50. So
You're
just
very
super
inconsistent.
inconsistent.
What do you think the monthly income was from that? Like just as a waitress?
Probably around.
And it was a
around
decent,
$5,000.
it was a nicer restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be working all
It was
the
seasonal,
time.
too.
Yeah, super seasonal. So I'd just say roughly $5,000 a month.
Yeah. The goal when I met her was like, we need to get you to quit your job and either work for me or work doing your own thing with me. And like, because we're living two different lives, you know what I mean? She's going to her job, which there's nothing wrong with that. But obviously she's seen everything I'm doing. And,
He'd say, hey, come over. I will teach you how to talk on an ad. So I'd call into work and sorry, I can't come in. And then we go shoot promos in your driveway for the car giveaways.
yeah.
And I'd make sales. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's been a cool ride because it's only been about 2 years of her doing stuff. And now her stuff, people will address me as like, oh, you're Sallie's fiance. I'm like, what? I'm like, I guess so. I guess that's who I am now.
They call me Gentry Kelly's husband all the time.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
I was telling him I don't think you were around, that I would be out around town buying stuff with my kid, whatever. And they're like, are you Gentry Kelly's husband? Like nobody knows my name. Now that I'm on social media, a little bit different. This is before I ever got on social media, but like everybody would address me as that. I'm like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
That's me.
But you guys are man enough to like
I
accept
don't care.
that.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
I don't care. I think it's funny, actually.
I
think
told
it's a
her,
funny
so
thing to tell
I was
people.
telling him too that before I got on social media, Gentry was all out there on everything, and she would videotape me coming in, bringing her coffee, and I had my kid, and I was in workout clothes because it would always be in the morning. And that's the only time they saw me on social media, so they thought I was a stay-at-home dad. Everybody did. And I was like, fuck it, I don't care. Just like let them think that.
Funny.
But yeah, so for the longest, everybody thought I was a stay-at-home dad because Gentry has this big makeup business, and that like her life was out there and her business was out there. She shows her making the makeup and like teaching people, and like me, I have nothing. And so I didn't get on social media until later. So yeah, everybody thought they addressed me as Gentry Kelly's husband, and he's a stay-at-home dad. And I was like, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've done.
I mean,
my
it's cool
stuff.
that if you have a partner that's cool enough for that, I mean, it's kind of a flex. Like your partner's cool enough that you're like the sidekick, but you're not really depending on who you ask. You know what I mean?
I didn't care. I was super happy that she's like done all of her own stuff. I never gave her $1. Like she flew to New York, put $30,000 on her credit card, and sold that shit out of a trunk of her car when she got back out of Facebook group.
Wow.
Like this is like this is a long time ago. But when Facebook kind of got popular, like she was really good on there, had Facebook group stuff, and her following was really big on Facebook, and she was just good on camera. And so just flew to New York, puts it on a credit card, comes back, sells it out of her trunk, flies back, like, and then starts manufacturing like that, and didn't have a spot for a long time, and just like kept selling at makeup parties, weddings, like just hustling. And so I don't know, it was always cool. And it's fun to watch her grow into like a real business and deal with all the problems that I've been dealing with my whole life. But the only thing I've ever given her is advice. Like she's done all that shit on her own. I never gave her $1. She built a huge business and owns real estate everywhere. And like, that was all 100% her. So it's been super cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I love, again, she has going through all the struggles of managing people now, but it's been really cool to watch her grow from nothing, like just hustling out of the trunk of her car and then to some big multi-million-dollar business. And hopefully it'll sell. And they just picked it up in Dillard's. And so they tried to give her a bunch of stores, and she's like, hey, I want to launch in, 5 in Texas, and then like really try to train the staff and figure out how to get sell through and not just put my makeup out there. Just because this is into Dillard's doesn't mean it's going to sell.
Yep.
And so she's going to try to launch like 5 per quarter is what she thinks, like where she can really get sell through and like open up a new market. So hopefully that'll get her to more of a national distribution, because she's always done really good D2C, and she sold to a bunch of like small mom and pop like med spas and doctors' offices and stuff like that, but never to like a national retailer. So hopefully this will bring her to the point where she has good distribution. She can get in other retailers and have a sellable company one day, because it was her name on it.
I saw it upstairs. The packaging's beautiful.
Yeah, she's the face.
I really
of it.
like it.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I think that she does want to sell the company one day. She is extremely good at operations, like way better than me, like good at processes and like systems and like making sure everything has a system and it's perfect and the mistakes don't happen. Like she's really good at it. but she just hates managing people. And that's where she really just struggles and gets burned out. She doesn't get burned out in business. She loves it. It's just like, you know, how when you're managing 50 women, it's like,
yeah, it'd be rough. That'd be rough.
When we were about to have kids, when we did IVF, so we froze all these embryos. We had 2 boys and a couple girls that were frozen or whatever. She's like, we got to have the boys. She's like, I don't want a bunch of bitches. She's like, I don't know if I can do it.
Oh my God. That you picked the gender of your kids with that?
Yeah, he froze his kids and then
kind of. So I'll tell
he
you
also had a surrogate mom.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that last night.
Yeah, she doesn't know that. I was going to tell you about that.
I'll tell you a story. So
Wild.
We were 36 and we wanted to have kids at some point, but we were both still really busy and hustling. And we're like, she's like, well, we need to freeze embryos because I'm getting a little older. Like, you know, we need to at least freeze them. And, you know, maybe one day we'll have kids. Maybe we won't. I don't know. So we go do IVF. They basically give her a bunch of hormones. They go in and do egg retrieval. They get all these eggs. They fertilize it with sperm. And then they grow them to day like 4 or whatever, the embryos. And then they send them off. So like, let's say you get 15 that fertilize. The first time we got like a shit ton. We're like, holy shit, we're going to have 15 like frozen things. Well, after they send them off for genetic testing and all this other stuff, they say, hey, you have like 3 viable ones that, you know, are the healthiest, whatever, don't have any chromosome disorders. And then you can test the sex. So you end up with you. So yeah, technically you could pick, because if we have multiple ones that are frozen, we're just like, well, we want to start with a boy. And so that's what we did. She had a miscarriage the first time, and the second time she had our son. So our son was 4 or 5, and she's like, hey, we're like 43 now. She's like, we need to probably, if we're gonna have a surrogate, we need to start looking. And so we did that. We started looking for a surrogate. We thought it was gonna be almost like you just walk into a store, like a book, and you're like, oh, look at all these surrogates you can pick from. They pick you. There's a shortage. And so, of course, it took like 6 to 8 months. They look at your profile. There's like too many parents, not enough people that want to fucking carry someone's kid, right? Like that's a big ask for somebody.
Yeah.
So finally we get one. The first one didn't work out. She had a miscarriage. And then she was having some medical issues. So she's like, hey, doctor said I shouldn't do it anymore. So we found another one. She got pregnant the first time. And then now our daughter that's 1.5 years old, she came from our surrogate. Wow. And then we're 44 now. And I'll say it anyways. It's far along now, but she's pregnant. The same surrogate said, hey, I'll do it again for you. So she's pregnant right now with another girl. She's due in May.
Wow.
So we have one frozen girl left.
Sounds so funny.
It's crazy, right? No,
that's so crazy.
I learned about it. Like,
I gotta talk about that. I want to know your opinion on that.
I knew nothing about it before we did this whole process, and
it's really interesting.
Here's people's. Well, are you attached? Like, is it weird that like somebody else had the baby?
Yeah.
Gentry, when she had our son, after she had him, she was like, she had a C-section. She had every problem known to man as like gestational diabetes and all this like placenta previa, like all these issues that you could have as a girl, high blood pressure, all this shit. She had all of it. And so it was pretty rough. And so when they did the C-section, they gave her all this medication. She was all loopy. And so she said for like 2 or 3 weeks, it was like, she didn't really feel a connection. She's all like whacked out on medication.
Yeah.
And so it took her a long time to like feel like a really big connection with the kid or Liam. And when we had the surrogate, she was fucking fired up doing the room. Like, cause she wasn't all like in a bad way and had all these issues. Like she was happy as fuck. We go pick up the kid and it was like, it's like your kid the whole time. Like it didn't, and it's our embryo and it's our DNA, but it was almost, the connection for her was almost better her not having the kid because she could enjoy like every second the day she picked him up instead of like C-section pain
Beat
pills.
Up,
And then like depressed because you're on all these fucking hormones and all this shit. And so it was rough. Like the first time was rough. It was fucking rough. And so if you say like, oh, I don't know if do you have a connection? It's like, it's exactly the same, number one. And then number two, for her, it was way, but she did both. And she was like, it was a way better scenario. Like it was the most amazing thing ever. And she was happy and like, oh, I can't wait to do this. And like, she wasn't like that the first time. Yeah. She's like pregnant, high blood pressure. Like, she's then on pain medication for a couple weeks after that or whatever.
Yeah.
And so,
Are they taking all the right vitamins and stuff when they're pregnant?
yeah, there's, well,
They're
and
supposed
so,
to. Probably got to find a good one.
so here's what was the cool thing. So of course, Gentry was sick the whole time. She didn't eat. She ate like one bagel a day. Like, I mean, just whatever she could. When we went to the surrogate and she has our baby and we're in the room with her, like after we're kind of talking and she's like, yeah, I was eating this amount of protein per day. I was doing this. I was like, fuck, she did way better than Gentry. Like, and she just had a good pregnancy. Like she just was a younger girl. And
She's a professional.
yeah. So to be a surrogate, we didn't know this either. You have had to have one child. And so you can't be a single person with no kids to be a surrogate. Because they want to know how your body, want to know how your body reacts, and they want to know, like, are you going to be attacked? Like, to understand what it is to have a baby. So anyways, crazy story. Now we're going to be old parents. And she said she might have the last one. And so we may have 4. It's like, after seeing my kids, like I can't leave that one frozen. Like it's weird. It's like, what do you do with it? I'm not going to fucking donate to somebody and my DNA's run around.
Yeah, no, that's
screw that. And they find out.
It's
like,
part of you. Imagine you didn't know
I know.
your family, you know?
So anyways, it's cool. It's been a good experience for us, for anybody that's listening. Like everything was amazing. And we wouldn't be having more kids if we didn't freeze those a long time ago. Like she's 44 now. Like she's probably almost impossible to get pregnant, right? And if we didn't freeze them, we would never have more kids. So it's kind of cool like that we did that. And because now we can keep going and we're old.
Yeah, that's so wild.
I'm trying to have as many kids as possible, so I'm gonna have to be looking into that.
You'll like it.
I feel like I want to birth a couple, and then if we want 10 kids, then we should freeze some.
We just freeze a ton just in case I want 100.
Well, I don't even think a woman has 100 eggs in her body, babe. I don't think I said that.
So you can when you do IVF, they give you all these hormones to make you overproduce eggs, and you'll get more eggs out of that, like doing it that way than you would naturally, right? So because they overproduce. I think it's like about 6 to 8 weeks the cycle, and then they go in, they put them under too, and then they go and retrieve all the eggs, and then that's how they get them. It's crazy. Wow, so weird, but it was a good experience for us. Yeah. Outside of the first pregnancy for her, she was super rough. Like I'm glad we did that whole process because like I wouldn't have all the kids that we have now. We would only have one.
Do you like shake your hand with the girl and then like see you in 9 months, or is it like you like hang out, like rub the belly a little bit?
No, we don't. Gentry communicates with her all the time, like through text. She's in Dallas.
Yeah, it still is her kid in a way, even though it's not.
Yeah, you kind of want to say hi.
I don't like.
Make her the godmother.
And even whenever we got to the hospital, like Gentry was in the room, I was in the lobby. Like I'm not gonna be in there where this girl's having a kid. It's like weird.
Yeah.
And not that she wouldn't let me. It's just like I'm not gonna even make her uncomfortable.
It's an interesting situation.
Yeah, it's weird. But everything was great. The surrogate is amazing. She's such a good person. She's like, again, did way better than Gentry as far as like trying to eat all the right stuff and take all the right things. And like, she took it really, really serious.
Yeah.
Well, so it was awesome. Cool. Yeah. Anyways, people always ask like, do you have the same attachment is the biggest question. It was like fucking exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the father for sure.
But even her, the same, like exactly the same. And if not more, because she wasn't all jacked up and like looped out for a month or 2. So it was cool. We got off in a tangent about talking about frozen embryos.
Oh, that's interesting.
I needed to know.
She didn't even know.
I didn't even know.
I learned it when we were going through the whole process. So I knew nothing about it. I didn't even know. She said, hey, we should go freeze embryos. I'm like, what is that? What does that mean?
Like someone?
We go to the IVF clinic. They're telling us about it. And for anybody that's out there listening, we did 3 egg retrievals, about $30,000. And then the surrogate it nets about 50 to 55, depending on what state you're in, is like the going rate.
Basically.
She has another job. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So she's a hustler.
She's a manager at like a little medical clinic or something. She does good. But she's a single mom. And the surrogacy, the total price, if anybody wants to know, is probably, depending on what state you live in, between 110 and 120-ish. 55 to the surrogate, agency fee, attorney's fees, and the surrogate nets the 55. So if she's like Uber trips here, clothes, like it comes out of the escrow account. So she's like truly gets the whole 55. It's not like after expenses, and then you're paying for insurance and all this other stuff. So pretty crazy experience. Are y'all gonna have kids?
I want to have as many as possible. I'm trying to have a village.
How
That
fast?
was the question you asked me on our first date. How many kids do you want?
She said 8,
Hey,
I think.
well-
She said
No, I
7
said
or something.
10.
If she would have said 0, then he would
I'd
be
be
like,
"Oh, you're out.
yeah, I don't know if
This
it's going to
ain't
work.
Yeah.
I said 10 and you said you want. No, I said 12 and I think you said you want 10.
Yeah, I want like 10
But-
kids if I can.
But
But
I couldn't imagine the circus in the house. Like,
I think
just
it'd be
couldn't-
so cool. Like,
I
I'm trying
mean,
to have an island.
I'm not going to say it isn't. It is very, very cool.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine the circus it would be with the zoo
Without a doubt.
with 10.
Especially with our genetics.
You would 100% have to have help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all be like, there'd be kids like jumping shit
Own a
outside on
whole
dirt
village.
bikes and like
You
breaking
look in the
windows and
backyard like,
yeah, swinging from like monkey
Maybe some
bars,
good content.
turn it into like a big concert house.
Cheaper by the dozen. You ever seen that movie?
I have, yeah. That's
Yeah.
been a long time.
I think it'd be pretty good. 10 kids.
So what's the plan? Like, what's the next step with the businesses and then the
5-year
kids and the family? Yeah, what's like all the next steps?
I mean, honestly, the real plan is, I guess, put out this series I've been working on and keep building the brand. That's kind of my long-term vision, building Monarch, and just keep going with social media and, see where it takes us. But I want to start having kids around 30. I'm 26 now. She's 25. So we're a year apart. So I'd say another 4 years, I want to start having kids.
That's a long time in the business world too. You'll
Yeah, and
get
build
a
my
lot
empire.
accomplished in
Yeah.
4 years, especially from what you've already done and where you're not starting from zero.
Yeah, I think this year is going to be one of our biggest years with how things are going. I mean, things are just happening so quick, and I feel like I got a lot planned that I'm really excited to see how it all comes together, if that makes sense. So I'm excited about it.
Hey everyone, real quick, I just want to let you know this podcast is 100% independent. No ads, no sponsors, just real. If you're finding value in whatever we're doing here, the biggest help that you can give us is hitting subscribe and sharing this with someone who you think needs to hear it or someone that it will provide value to. That's how we continue to grow. And if you did that, I would really appreciate it. Well, you also have a solid base and a solid brand already. And so like all you have to do is pour like gas on it now.
I've really been focused on building
Because
the
it's
man
years to
and
get
building the foundation. So when you excel, I'm not capped out. You know what I mean? I'm not marketing something that I need to change. And when I say that, I mean myself. It's like, if you still have to build yourself, you're going to eventually reach a cap where you got to start working on yourself again, I think.
to get to the next level.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I see it. Like, I've really been focused on myself, focused on how am I going to do this? So when the marketing does come in and the attention is there, it flows and scales accordingly. And I'm not sitting there like, what do I do? You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it because I mean, just so much is happening. It's like crazy. It's like every week. I mean, right now we're about to go to Sig Sauer, the gun company, for her because they want to have her out there because they send her some guns and she's going to shoot too. So
it's like something new every day is happening.
yeah, something with me, something with her,
Like, I'm
something
like-
with me, something with her. It's really, really cool. And I really don't know where life is going to
Yeah,
take
like
us.
skies, it just you don't never know what's going to happen next week.
Yeah.
What we didn't even finish yours though. What's the story? So after you monetize that first dollar on YouTube, you quit your job. Was it the first month you quit your job?
I think I wanted to like know it.
See if it was going to keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, as long as I can make, $5,000 a month off YouTube, then I'll quit my job and like see how long it could go. But I was making consistent money on YouTube and I realized I had to quit my serving job because the business wasn't good there and everyone was getting really envious of me just because they saw me like blowing up on social media. But I wasn't making like tons of money, but they all thought I was rich and still working the same job as them and getting hours that they were wanting because
Shifts and stuff.
so
yeah.
they are getting really pissed.
She was dealing with a lot of weird stuff at her job. Like,
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go find another job where I can film content and continue blowing my stuff up. So that's when I walked into this classic car dealership and I created my job there. I basically put my stuff down on a desk and it was like, you guys, I had no idea who you were. You guys are in an awful location. Like, you guys have no presence on social media. I'm going to run it for you. And the owner's like, okay, like, let's see what you got,
That's
girl.
cool story.
Yeah. So like, that's where my content kind of started, was doing classic car reviews. And it was like probably the best thing that I could have ever done for my career because I started off with a lot of car content and that's like super niche. People think that they have to have a cool car to start creating content, so I just use other people's cars and I had a lot of like over 250 cars to film every single day. So like that's kind of the life hack. Find a job that you can film at, or just film whatever you're doing, really.
Yeah, document.
Yeah. But and then from there, I was gone all the time because I got picked up by First Form. They started sponsoring me, and they were like flying me out all the time. And the classic car dealership was getting pissed because I was there missing the rebuilds. You know, I couldn't film everything. So basically, First Form was like, all right, how much do you want for you to quit your job? And I gave him a price, and, you know, we negotiated it. And then that's when I like fully quit my job because I was making money from a sponsorship that took care of me and ad revenue. So I was sitting good then.
And so now are you doing other brand deals, or is it just First Form?
I think like at first I was like picking up as many brand deals as I could because I'm a hustler. How can I say no to money, you know? But I think the best way to do it is just find a few people that really take care of you. And if there's room to grow, that's great. But you don't want to look like a sellout eventually, you know? So
yeah, people, the whole thing about social media is building trust with people. And if you're like,
you want to build trust.
Peddling everything under the sun, it becomes kind of like, it waters down the message too, right?
Yeah.
Just a walking commercial.
Well, yeah, all she's doing is like promoting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a really cool story about walking in and like saying, I'm going to do this for you. And they're like, okay.
And I knew nothing about cars. So in the beginning, the kids, like I basically had a free filmer too, because the kids that would dust off the cars, they would just like stop and help me film. So I didn't have to spend any money on any filmers, and they knew everything about each car. So it's so funny.
No, that's so cool.
They were feeding me the information. They're like, it's on these wheels. And I would say, it's on these wheels. And then they would be like, that's a Hurst shifter. And then I learned to drive stick there, 3 on a tree. Like I learned so much. So it was like the best experience of my life, honestly.
But it also goes to show people out there too, is like there was no money. There's no camera guy. There's no expensive anything.
Just using our iPhone.
Yeah. And you make something out of nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that business owner was super excited because when you come from the traditional business world, you don't understand social media.
Yeah.
And it's just an older generation. And I didn't for a while either, but it's how you sell everything now.
Yeah.
And for somebody to come in and make that type of content is super valuable, because what most people do is like post some weird picture of anything, and it's just very generic information. And they're like, well, my social media is not working.
Yeah.
Well, it's like there's no trust, there's no face. It's like people aren't going to follow if you just post pictures of stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, there's no value.
It's not content, it's just like an ad.
Yes, basically
an
an
ad versus
everything. Everything's a sales page. Everything's a sale. Everything's a sales flyer or a sales script.
It was super cool though, because I got to learn everything about cars, and like that led to so many opportunities. It's like I got invited out to go hang out with IndyCar, like a race team, and just like a bunch of different opportunities. So it's like whatever you film, like I just started shooting guns, and then now I'm going out with 6 hours. So like that's like the beautiful thing about social media. It's crazy. Like I never knew like 6 hour would hit me up, or like it's like every day I'm literally jumping up and down saying, Judah, look who messaged me. Like look who I'm gonna work with.
You know why though?
It's so exciting.
It shows you that people just, wherever the attention is, whether it's like, you know, if somebody has all the attention, that's where people go, and that's where people want to get behind and spend money on, right? Like people want to make money with their business. And if all the attention is with you, or all the attention is with these podcast people or whoever, that's where the businesses are going to go, and that's where the money's going to go. It's like, that's what people want to buy. That's the hard thing to get, right? It's like the valuable thing. It's like, I will pay you, to convert sales for me.
I would say it's an attention economy nowadays we live in.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Without a doubt.
And then the social media difference is the trust factor. It's like, well, I trust her. I relate to her.
Yeah.
I know what she stands for. Instead of like, you see an ad and you're like, it's just a picture of something. Why are you going to buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The relatability, trust. I mean, that's all what building a personal brand is all about.
I know. I'm learning along the way. I've been learning over the last year and a half on same thing, like building trust. And it was hard for me first getting on camera though. I'm like,
it's normal.
Froze up.
Yeah.
They would turn on the cameras and I'm like, I had all these ideas. I could sit there and talk to somebody for an hour about business. Turn on the camera. It's like,
freeze up. It's funny seeing that, especially when I go to film somebody to do something and they do that. I'm like, listen, bro, it's all good. Like, it's normal.
It was so hard. Yeah. It's almost like you just can't, I don't know why. Camera turns on and your mind 100%. Goes blank.
or just something about staring into that lens for the first
Yeah,
time.
you
You're
think there's like
It's actually very interesting how you pull out a camera and everyone freezes up.
what we do too with my son. Like we're trying to. I mean, I'm teaching him as much as I can, but we're also trying not to make it. I want to get real content and like real reactions. And like sometimes we were going in with like the big nice camera and people. Whoa, you can't.
An iPhone will actually make it more organic.
No. And we started using iPhone. Number one, because nobody cared anymore.
Yeah.
If you walk into anywhere and you're filming with your phone, nobody cares. If you walk in with a camera like that, dude, they're gonna kick you out.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, whoa, what are you
so
filming?
true.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
It's like we've had that happen so many times, and we just had to start filming with our iPhone, no matter what we're doing.
Mm.
You should have seen us one time. We were walking through. We were at the Wynn Hotel, and they don't allow you to film in there, I guess. And like,
It's a filming world. It's so stupid.
I guess because you could pick up people in there that maybe don't want to
Okay.
be set. I'm just like thinking like why that they don't want you to film in there. But when they saw like the big cameras and stuff, it's like shut it down. They were trying to shut it down big time.
Yeah.
But you can film all you want with. Like I could walk through the
Yeah.
whole thing and film with my iPhone.
That's
But you're
that's a
bringing a
video
big-
right there. I would do that. Say, watch this. Go with your phone. Show that first.
But it is weird. And I think also people like, oh, I need a big production team. Dude, the iPhones are so good now. Like you can just film with your iPhone and get so much
people, you
content.
don't even need cameras anymore. iPhone's so good. Like
It
you said.
really
I
is.
do everything on my phone. That's how I got monetized on YouTube. Like people think I'm gonna get the camera first. I'm gonna get an editor first. No, just start on your iPhone.
Just
no
do it.
excuses.
Most people have enough content on their phone already
Yeah.
to have to build a brand, and they don't even know it. Like, and the thing is, they'll run their personal brand, or not. It's not even a personal brand. They'll run like their Instagram and their social media, like not how they should run it. But then they'll create like a private story, and if they ran their personal Instagram like they did their private story, it would actually do good because like they make content for their friends, but they don't. You need to treat the internet like it's your friend. It's like your Snapchat. How you run your Snapchat to your friends is how you should run your Instagram or your social media. Like, oh, yo, I'm working on my dirt bike right now. Check it out. I just put this new carb in it. I just changed the oil filter. We're going to start it up, see if it starts. Like people will make a video like that on their Snapchat or like whatever, but they won't post it on their social media because it's not perfect. But like really that is what people would like just natural, organic, not trying to be perfect.
I know. And so everybody out there is listening, where it's skewing back to, like the videos that are performing, because we get all analytics from everything, is like the shit from your phone, the talking, like people, the shit that's overly edited now and like too perfect, like people won't stop on it and scroll on it. It's the shit that's like very raw, like you trust it, you know, it's not like fake, or you'll stop on it more if like you see somebody and like just something catches your eye and it seems real. Like you're going to stop and watch it for at least 3 seconds, right?
I mean, look at that Kanye West commercial during the Super Bowl. Did you see that? He paid for like a $5 million or whatever it was Super Bowl commercial.
He did with his
And
phone.
he just was like, hey guys, it's Ye. We got a sale going on Yeezy.com. Check it out. He was like in his car and it was like dark. The light wasn't even on the car. And he did like $15 million in sales in like that day. And it was the highest converting ad out of all the Super Bowl. And he filmed it with his iPhone. With like
And
a little
everybody
shitty
else does
caption.
like those crazy production commercials and like,
It's actually genius though.
Zero
I know.
production.
No
cost.
one's doing that.
but it's with the AI world, I think that the raw stuff is going to become even more valuable because everything's
Yeah.
going to be so fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And like you can make anything you want and people are going to start, the trust is going to go down more and more
Yeah.
and more. So like the shit that you know is 100% real is probably just going to even do better.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if anybody else thinking about getting started out there, doesn't matter. You can use your fucking phone. Like
Yeah.
you don't need a high production camera. You don't need a high production anything.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Where do you think it goes with the AI? What's
No
your
one knows.
what's your prediction?
I mean, it's happening. Everything's
I
happening.
ask
so
everybody
quick.
just because I'm curious as shit. Like I have no idea where it goes. I'm usually good at like a long-term business planning, long-term everything, and I don't fucking know.
I
Like,
couldn't tell you.
don't
I'm gonna
know.
be honest. I really don't know. All I know is it's happening so quick, and I'm just glad that I'm doing what I'm doing because I would be scared if I was just, I guess, the normal guy that
Dude,
is just consuming.
everybody's job is going to go away.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like every
scary.
normal, like just mediocre mid-level job, like all that's gone.
Yeah, it's gonna be replaced.
Yeah, and the industries will become really small. So like instead of you needing 100 engineers in a firm, you're going to need like 10.
Yeah,
And so like even the professional market, people are like, what about doctors and attorneys? It's going to be the same. I have a law firm that one of my buddies, they run 1,700 active cases with 2 lawyers. And some
Because of AI
paralegals.
now?
Yeah, because of the stuff that used to be crazy time consuming. that like motions, all this stuff that they can do that was repetitive tasks for them. They can have like paralegals and stuff do in AI. And so they're just able to, you're just going to need less of everything.
Wow.
Like a law firm doesn't need 100 lawyers anymore. In 10 years, it's going to be like 5 good ones. And like the rest is going to be AI. I mean, that's where I think that's where it goes on the industry side. So man, people, all these jobs that they're getting, like all the just normal, mediocre, mid-level jobs are going to be gone.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird.
Yeah. The competition's going to get more and more because
that's what I'm saying. You're going to have less, like even with if somebody wants to go to school and like be an engineer or be an attorney, like you're going to need a lot less of them.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
But service-based businesses will always be there. Like,
the thing about this, we were just in Miami and all these, electric doors opening. Dormans.
yeah, they'll still have those guys.
I'm like, no one ever thought those guys would. Yeah, no one ever
but
thought
those guys
were
like
going at
just
it.
set the vibe. Like they like having those guys. I mean, I don't know. I think we'll just see. I don't know. It's scary, but at the same time, it's going to be interesting. I mean, when the internet came out, I think everyone was still scared of that too.
Yeah.
Like, so I think
it'll be
scary at first.
I do think it's going to be a net positive for sure.
Yeah.
Just like with anything else that happens, 10% is going to be bad, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be like a bad portion of it, but I think overall it'll be a net positive. It will help.
I think
the
so
world
too.
For sure.
Yeah, without a doubt, I think so too.
But it'll be fucking a weird world in 10 years. Like, I don't know how it's going to end up happening. My kid's going to be growing up in some crazy shit.
That's without a doubt. Yeah, that's without a doubt.
Everyone better start homeschooling their kids.
I don't even know where college has a business anymore. Like, I don't understand. Like, you're not going to need to go sit somewhere for 4 years. Like, the model is going to change. They're going to have to sell something else. Yeah.
It's shorter and a computer's going to teach you.
Something's going to change. Like, you're not going to have the old school same business model where you go sit there for 4 years. There's no way. Because the job market's going to change. So like you can't have the same business model. It's going to be weird. I don't know. I'm excited, but it's like, usually I'm good at like long-term planning. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know try to make best business decisions as far as like, okay, medical, okay, certain things that AI can't really disrupt, or, construction stuff, things like that is where we're making kind of long-term investments. But on some of this other stuff, it's like, who fucking knows?
Well, nowadays kids are just so lost on what to decide to do because of that reason. It's like, what's guaranteed? Because think about what's going to be the same right now that it's going to be in 50 years. Like, what job could you get that's like actually sustainable? And you're like, okay, I can trust that this is going to.
It's not nothing.
Like,
nothing. You won't be able to.
You can't go into anything and thinking that I'm not going to have to pivot at some point. You have to have that mindset where like, I'm willing to just make it happen.
That's why I love your content, because it gives somebody the skills that they'll need to do anything in life, really. Yeah. If you can learn to sell something, like you will get the skills to be successful in kind of whatever you end up doing.
Yeah. You never know where you'll end up. I mean, with your sales skills and doing different things, you really never know what doors it's going to open.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's a skill that's going to stay with you forever.
It is. I appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate you coming to Houston.
Thanks for having us.
Had an incredible amount of fun yesterday.
I'm
awesome.
honestly had a lot of fun.
It was really
fun.
cool.
I'm being real.
Yeah. We'll have to get y'all back out here at some point.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Or we'll have to come to Florida.
Yeah.
Yes, come to Florida.
We'll come back.
I'm building the compound empire there, so I'm able to take care of people like you took care of us. Because that really is a gold mine when people come in to like treat them how you treated us. So, I mean, it's a good feeling, I think, as a host when you're able to. And I get to meet really awesome people. I love it. Yeah. Like, I always like just talking to high level people all the time anyways. And this just allowed me to do more of that. And I get to learn from everybody at the same time. Yeah. It's like you get all kinds of different information and different perspectives, and like everybody has their own way of doing stuff. Super cool. Without a doubt. Well, yeah, we really appreciate it. Yeah. Yep. Cool what you're doing. I'm excited to see how it evolves. Yep. Awesome.